are the days you weren't you. Realistic narration, emotional drama, romance. Narrated intro, soft and melancholic voice. They say some loves save you, but no one talks about the ones that slowly destroy you while you smile to avoid seeing the crack. The encounter Seattle. Rain. Winter. Leah looked out the coffee shop window where she worked. Every drop on the glass reminded her of something she couldn't name. An ancient absence. An echo of abandonment. That's when she saw him. Brandon, in a grey coat, sketchpad in hand, and a lost gaze. He ordered a double espresso and finished it in 3 sips. The next day he returned, and the next. Until he told her, "Your eyes, they shouldn't be in this place." Leah, who hadn't felt seen in years, fell. Not for his beauty, but for his attention. Brandon was everything she had idealized. Broken, melancholic, deep. A wounded soul, like hers. Mutual rescue within a month, they were already sleeping together. Not officially, but the shared silences and prolonged hugs were enough to make them feel like they were a refuge for each other. "With you, I don't feel empty," he would say. Not like before. Leah became his psychologist, his mother, his companion. He told her his crises, his fears, his scars. She believed that by loving him, she would also heal herself. She didn't notice when she stopped talking about her own wounds. Brandon had mood swings, entire days without answering. Silences like punishments. And then he would return with flowers, apologies, tears. "I'm a mess," he'd say, "but you make me better." And that was enough for Leah to stay again. Slow disappearance. Leah left her pottery workshop. She no longer had time. Brandon said he needed her more. She distanced herself from her sister, from her friends. Brandon couldn't stand them. He said they contaminated her with their dramas. Every time Leah tried to set a boundary, he would emotionally hurt himself. "If you leave me, I have no reason to go on," he told her one night through tears. So, Leah became his oxygen, but she was starting to drown. The other Leah. One Sunday afternoon, Leah looked at herself in the bathroom mirror. Dark circles under her eyes, dull lips, an expression she didn't recognize. There was no longer any trace of the woman who loved to draw, laugh without fear, go out without permission. Brandon walked in and hugged her from behind. "You're the only thing I have." She didn't answer. Because for the first time, she asked herself, "And what do I have?" The fracture. The argument came like a storm. Leah wanted to spend the night alone. Brandon exploded. "You always leave me when I need you most. I'm not your mother, Brandon. I can't always save you." He threw a chair against the wall. She trembled. It wasn't the first time he'd lost control, but it was the first time Leah felt fear. That night, she slept with the door locked. From the inside. Silence. 3 days passed without them speaking. Brandon sent messages blaming her for his pain. Leah didn't reply. Instead, she went back to the coffee shop. She got her job back. She saw her sister again. People noticed the change. Her voice was firmer. Her eyes, more alert. Brandon came to the shop one afternoon. "Don't you love me anymore?" Leah replied without resentment. "Yes, I loved you. But not like that. Not at my expense." Reconstruction. Brandon disappeared. A real silence this time. Leah cried. She screamed. She wrote letters she never sent. But she also returned to the workshop. She painted her pain. She laughed with friends. She filled her calendar with things that didn't revolve around someone else. She learned that not all wounds come from blows. Some come from loving too much, someone who doesn't know how to love. Epilogue. The days you weren't you. It was those days, the ones that came after you, that taught me I was alive. Because I learned that I am not another's echo, but my own voice. Leah no longer waited for someone to complete her. Because now she understood she was never incomplete. She was just asleep. Sometimes, to love isn't to stay. Sometimes, to love is knowing when to leave, when losing yourself in other hurts more than loneliness. If you like this story, please comment so I can continue uploading similar stories. Thanks for joining this channel. The end.